Welcome to Nin, Dr. Feelgood. Got a little bit of a chest cold. You need to go to the doctor. Step right up. As far as our opening hand goes, yeah, I love it. We're going to keep on this. We have Command Tower. We have Mana Crypt. You want fast mana in this deck. This is exactly the opening hand that we want to see. And we have Brainstorm. It's going to allow us to dig a little bit deeper to find some of that really good medicine. So, hope you're excited to go to the doctor today. Let's go ahead and get down Command Tower. And it's just silly sometimes. Anything else, we'll go for Brainstorm on our opponent's turn. Let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. We're playing Nin, the Pain Artist, Dr. Feelgood. Activation, Nin deals X damage to target creature. That creature's controller draws X cards. Playing it Slimefoot, the Stowaway, the stinky fungus creature. And actually, if y'all didn't know that, there is a fungus among us with Slimefoot. Whenever... Sorry. It's been a long recording day. Whenever a sapling you controls dies, Slimefoot deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. Then for 4 mana, create a 1/1 green sapling creature token. I feel like I could feel people rolling their eyes. Yeah, let's go and get down Nin. We meant to go for Brainstorm earlier, but we're hitting our land drops. So that's one of the main things that we're concerned with. And so let's just go and get down Nin, and then we'll get down Mana Crypt, and we'll use Brainstorm later on to go for some pretty good Nin activations. Covered Slimefoot, covered Nin. It is free time. We can talk about what we want. So with Nin the Pain Artist, this is basically kind of an epic experiment deck. That's all we're really going for is, you know, how quickly can we get to Epic Experiment, and how quickly can we generate mana to take advantage of Epic Experiment. So that's kind of our main win condition. We do have a very tiny storm element in here with Minds of Desire, but other than that, we're just here to have some fun. It's going to get down Misty Rainforest. We are online for Prophetic Bolt, if that's something that we want to go for with Mana Crypt. Yeah, let's go and get down Mana Crypt. We can finally start taking some of that damage. We can actually go for Prophetic Bolt 4 damage to Slimefoot if we want to do that. Let's wait and see if they've got some sort of, I don't know, Blood Artist or something on the battlefield. Then we'll just kind of pass the turn, and we'll hold on to this Prophetic Bolt, and then we can use that to get a little bit extra stuff going on our side of the battlefield. Once we do make the land drop, that will put us on for Spell Twine, and then what we can do is exile, something like Prophetic Bolt from our graveyard and something from their graveyard, and then cast both of those. That's kind of one of the fun things with this deck, is that we get some pretty good stuff going. Let's go and crack Misty. Yeah, let's go for Prophetic Bolt. We need to get a few more red sources too. Let's go and grab Volcanic Island. Let's go and go for Prophetic Bolt. We'll go and target Slimefoot. Basically, that'll still kind of chew up them doing something next turn, having to re-get down Slimefoot. So we're going to go for 4 damage to Slimefoot, and then we'll be able to look at the top 4 cards of our library. I love Prophetic Bolt. This is such a... It's 5 mana. You're not getting anything cheap on this one, but 4 damage to any target, and then look at the top 4 cards of your library. It's good. It's a solid Magic card right there. One of my favorite Is-It cards. Okay, so we have Factor Fiction, Insurrection Mountain, and Primal Amulet. If we get Primal Amulet to copy, there are 4 more charge counters. Brainstorm, Spell Twine's getting a little far away from that. Let's go for Factor Fiction. I feel that's going to be the safer bet. The rest go on the... Yeah, we'll go for Factor Fiction. It'd be nice to get a little bit of extra stuff, but, we could go for Insurrection, but we took care of Slimefoot just now, and we're not super worried about what our opponent's got going on. And we could also go for Nin the Pain Artist, dealing some damage to ourselves. We're getting to the point now to where once you can kind of pop Nin or some sort of token creature for a pretty good chunk of damage, 4 or 5 cards, that's usually the safe spot. And also, if we want to get down Care Keep, we can get a token down and blast that token. So that's something we can certainly go for too. Okay, we're going to choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Lost the flip, 0 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers. Let's go and get down Care Keep. And let's go ahead and, let's go and go for Care Keep. We'll get that Kobold down, and then next turn we'll go for the activation off of Nin, drawing some cards. We did draw the Seething Song, which is really good. And outside of Epic Experiment, one of the things that we can win with this deck is by going for something like Mizzix's Mastery, overloading our graveyard. That ends up being a ton of fun. I love it. But it's going to go for Spore Swarm. With Slimefoot being 3, that's going to put it at 5 total commander damage. So, commander tax, and so basically they need to make the lane drop this turn to even get down Slimefoot. If that's what they're going to go for, that is okay. Thallid Omnivore, sacrifice another creature, gets +2/+2, gain 2 life. Okay, let's go and make a Kobold token. And if we want to just generate a little bit extra card advantage, we actually go for Seething Song during our opponent's turn, just to really kind of set up a nice turn for next turn. Well, we might want to hold on to seeding. We'll kind of see what's going on if we end up going for Mizzix Mastery or something. All right, so we got these sapling tokens swinging in for 3. That will put us down to 23, and that will push us back into the next turn. And if we are going for some sort of storm card, I'm going to hold on to Brainstorm at this point right now because we've got some pretty good stuff in the hand. All right, let's go choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. If you didn't see my last lounge episode, I'll give you a chance to pause the video or at least kind of skip ahead 30 seconds, and I'm going to do a quick little countdown. That way if you want to watch it. All right, I'm going to start talking about it now. But yeah, so I got down to like a Mana Crypt trigger, and oh man, it always feels so good whenever you can dodge a Mana Crypt trigger and not lose the game. That's pretty cool. All right, so we draw the City of Brass. Let's go and get Island down. And yeah, I think I like going for that. Let's go and pass the turn to our opponent. We can target this Kobold and draw a ton of cards. And with our opponent having Spore Swarm in the graveyard, that gives us something to target with Spell Twine too. So we can at least exile that and end up with some tokens on our side of the battlefield, which actually be pretty cool. But at this point right now, so we're going to go for a Nin activation. That's going to be red mana. It's going to be 1, 2... Yeah, we ended up drawing about 6 cards off of Seething Song. I think that'll work. Yeah, I like that. We'll just go and pass the turn to our opponent. That way we don't have to do it at our end step or get rid of any sort of cards. I guess technically if we wanted to do it, we could do it to where we have to discard some cards to Mizzix Mastery. That's something that we can do, but we'll wait until next turn, at least to, want to hold on to something good if we need to end up holding on to it. Ooh, we do have Thousand Year Storm in here. That is one of the new cards of the deck. And if we can get down Thousand Year Storm, that'll be some really good magic. All right, so we got the Omnivore swinging across for a 3/3, and to be perfectly honest, Nin the Paint Artist playing against something like Slimefoot, where they're trying to play a little bit of honest magic, is that's one of the best things for the deck. They are chipping away at our life total. We are sitting at 14, but that's pretty much exactly what we want to play against. Something that's not super crazy, really fast against us. They're going to get down Soothsayer. Let's go and go for the activation. Let's go for Seething. Let's go for Seething Song. It's going to be 1/2 off of Mana Crypt. Trying to figure out why that Volcanic Island tapped for. There we go. I clicked down all the way. Let's go for Seething Song. Let's go for blue off of Command Tower. And then hopefully they don't... Oh man, that'd be a bummer if they have some removal. We still got to go for it either way. Yeah, we're going to tap out on this one. We'll go for a Nin activation, deal that to Kobold. That'll be blue-red, and we'll just tap down the rest of this mana and cash in some really nice card draw. A fresh grip of 7. I will take that. Now, if they do have some sort of removal on Kobold, they'll be able to stop this. And so, fingers crossed they don't. Because that would not be good. All right, there we go. All right, so we have a Brass's Bounty. Not exactly what we wanted to see, but with Pyromancer's Goggles, that actually kind of makes us have an interesting board state. At the very least, we're going to end up going for Spell Twine on, maybe something like Prophetic Bolt and Spore Swarm. That way we can end up with some sort of board state. That way we're not just getting hit with a ton of sapling damage. I think that'd be pretty good for us. Okay, let's go and choose Tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. We are over 3 on our Mana Crypt triggers, putting us all the way down to 11. Let's go and get down Sulphur Falls. Yeah, we need to get some sort of board state developed. Let's go and go for Spell Twine. If we go for Prophetic Bolt on one of those creatures on the 3/3, yeah, I think I like that. Let's go for Prophetic Bolt and then Spore Swarm. We're going to exile Prophetic Bolt and Spore Swarm. We're going to get those tokens on the battlefield and be able to deal 4 damage to one of these creatures. Okay, we're going to cast Spore Swarm, and then we're also going to go and cast Prophetic Bolt. And I guess we'll go and target the... we'll go and target the Omnivore. Yeah, because if they go for those activations, it's going to be 4 damage. I guess technically they can sacrifice a few more creatures. They're going to be able to gain 2 life. Yeah, dang it, that was a misclick. We should have gone for the Soothsayer. As soon as I clicked on it, I just saw the 3/3, and then I was trying to explain my click. Oh, excuse me, well, they're going to go for a card draw instead. Never mind. I'll take it. Maybe they didn't want to sacrifice the rest of those saplings. So, and then I think we do not get the look at the other cards. So I was going to get those sapling tokens down, and then anything else. I think we want to go for Brainstorm to get some stuff in the graveyard. Yeah, let's go and go for Brainstorm. Because what we can do is we can put some stuff on top, and the next turn with Scalding Tarn, we kind of shuffle it away. Let's go and get rid of Insidious Will. That's actually going to go on top, excuse me. Let's put Island on top. Let's put Halimar Depths on top. And then we do have to discard down to hand size, so we're going to set up a really nice Mizzix Mastery for next turn, if possible. It's going to be Factor Fiction, that's going to be Brass's Bounty, it's going to be Assiduous Will, so hopefully we can get some good stuff going. Okay, let's get rid of Will, let's get rid of Brass's Bounty, and then let's also get rid of Factor Fiction, and then we're going to get rid of a land. We'll go ahead and get rid of Island. At this point right now, we actually want to hold on to Scalding Tarn, that way we can kind of shuffle the top part of our library. But as far as next turn goes, we're actually going to end up with a ton of mana once we end up going for Mizzix Mastery. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, so we're actually going to have just enough to go for that 8 mana off of Mizzix Mastery. We end up with Brass's Bounty. It's going to be at least... I think about a few of those those treasure tokens on the battlefield, and Seething Songs can give some really good mana. Let's go for Sapling Token, block, block, block. And if we're going for next turn is going to basically win or yeah, let's go and have Niv Mizzet block. Not Niv Mizzet, but Nin block. I was thinking Niv Mizzet from earlier in the week. We're going to have her block because we don't want to lose out to some sort of random combat trick, and then hopefully we'll be able to kind of get some good storm stuff going. All right, Poto's going to go for Acidic Slot. Oh no! That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's going to be 7 off of Scalding Tarn, keeping us off of... that's a bummer. That's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8. We need to do something with the Soothsayer, or actually the Thalid, to get rid of that. We do not want to go for... Okay, let's do this. Let's go and get down Scalding Tarn. Let's get down Fellwar Stone. Because that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be exactly just enough. They're going to be swinging 2, 4, 6, 8. And as long as we at least just get Arcanist and something else down, we can still block with the character. Yeah, I think I like that. Let's go ahead and go. Do we want to sequence it in any certain way? Do we get down Thought Vessel? Because we need as many creatures on the battlefield as possible. Yeah, let's get down Arcanist. That's going to be blue, and that still allows us to get down a Care Keep token too, to kind of be a little bit of a chump blocker. And that'll still allow us to go for a Mizzix Mastery for next turn. So let's go ahead and pass the turn to our opponent. Actually, if we get down Thought Vessel... Yeah, that'll be just enough for us to go for a Care Keep activate. There we go. Sorry. One of the harder things in, commentating Commander and making sure you do everything right is kind of in your head figuring out, like, all right, what can I lay down? Because the last thing I ever want to do in a video is, like, get to a point to where, like, oh, we could have won the game, but I just miscounted mana in my head, like mana sequencing. And sequencing mana rocks is one of the harder things to do sometimes, so... It is unfortunate, but it does happen. Opponent's going to go for Slimefoot. Let's say they're going to swing in with the whole entire crew. Let's go and make a token with care. Okay, let's get a Kobold token on the battlefield. Got super worried that I was yielding through that particular turn right there. That would have not been good. Let's go ahead and have the Arcanist block on the 3/4, and we'll go ahead and block with one of these. So that's going to be at least 2, 4, 6. That's going to put us down to 5, and then thankfully that's going to keep us off any sort of extra kind of damage from Slimefoot. They don't have a free sack outlet at this point right now. Now if they get down Viscera Seer, that'd be bad, but we should be able to get some good stuff going. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get the land drop down. Actually, with 8 mana, that allows us to kind of look at the top part of our library with Halimar Depths. So let me make sure I'm looking at this correctly. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can get down Halimar Depths, look at the top 3, sacrifice 1. They can sacrifice 1 creature. Yeah, I think we can do that. So let's get down Halimar Depths. That's going to allow us to look at the top 3 cards, and we can shuffle it away if we don't like it. That's going to be Pull from Tomorrow and Is It Signet? Yeah, we definitely don't want to be some of the stuff that we hit off of Wheel or Brainstorm. So it's going to put that on top. Let's go and crack Scalding Tarn. And let's go and grab a Mountain. And let's go and go for Mizzix Mastery Overloaded. Let's see if we can't dig ourselves out from underneath this one. That's going to be green. That's going to be another red. And then 1, and then 2. Okay, so let's go for Mizzix Mastery. We're at least going to be able to sequence some pretty good stuff this turn. Brass's Bounty. The main thing that we're looking for right now is to somehow dig with Will and then Brainstorm a little bit deeper into our library and get some really good stuff going. Okay, so any certain way we need to sequence this. So let's go for Brass's Bounty first. That's going to give us the mana. Let's go for Will. We're going to copy Brass's Bounty. We're going to cast Seething Song. We're going to go for... Actually, we need to go for Brainstorm first, and then we go for Fact or Fiction. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I like that. So we go for Fact or Fiction. If we had to go for the Brainstorm, unfortunately, we'd have to put stuff back, and then they could end up making a pretty good Fact or Fiction pile. So let's keep our fingers crossed. So we've got some really good medicine for Slimefoot and see what this is. So we've got Reverberate, Howl of the Horde, which is not exactly what we want to see. Not the best Fact or Fiction pile, but we'll see what we can get into. We're kind of looking for just some sort of way just to deal with, Epic Experiment would be really nice, or even some sort of, and actually if we go for Mission Briefing, that would be Surveil. We can dig a little bit deeper. Howl of the Horde's not bad, because we still have a ton of mana coming from these lands with Brass's Bounty. Yeah, let's go for pile 1. I like that. We're going to put the Howl of the Horde and Mission Briefing in our hand. Let's go for Brainstorm. And draw into Brawl's Expertise. And that's basically going to put us on Mission Briefing. Okay. Let's go for Island. And actually with Surveil, we're going to have to put them on top. We can't go for like double Brawl's Expertise, though. Send a bunch of stuff back to their hand. Yeah, I guess we're going to have to do that. I'll put City of Brass on top. Go for Seething Song. Add that triple red to our mana pool. The main thing that I went for, we could have gone for Insidious Will on Fact or Fiction to get a little bit of extra card advantage, kind of dig a little bit deeper in our library. But I was hoping we get lucky between Brainstorm and Fact or Fiction in getting enough to kind of tap out for a really nice Epic Experiment. Okay, so we're going to copy Brass's Bounty. We get that 5 mana in our mana pool. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to end up 8 tokens on the battlefield, another 8 tokens with Brass's Bounty. And yeah, actually, we're going to go for Howl of the Horde. I think I like that. Yeah, because we cast that, and that's going to allow us to go for Brawl's Expertise. And we'll still go ahead and hold on to, yeah, because we can at least we're sitting at 4, 1, 2, 3. We can send a pretty good chunk of creatures back to our opponent's hand. And we'll go ahead and hold on to, at this point right now, we'll hold on to Mission Briefing. Okay, so Howl of the Horde, let's go ahead and go for Brawl's Expertise. Let's go ahead and send back Thallid, Spore Crown, and send back Acidic Slime. It's going to give us another cast off of Acidic Slime. We'll add blue. We're just doing a lot of stuff right now. I don't know if we're going to win the game, but we're going to give it our best. We're going to have Howl of the Horde. We're able to send those back, and then whatever we cast it, we're going to be able to send another 3 back, and then we'll still be able to go for Mission Briefing. I guess technically we could have gone Pyromancer's Goggles and gone for a ton of Howl of the Horde, but I still think we're okay on this. Okay, so they're going to sacrifice Acidic Slime to draw a card. Actually makes this a little bit easier because we're able to send it all back now. Okay, I'm really confused on what this templating is doing. I think we changed it. I'm not sure. It says you may change target number 3, and I'm really confused because let's say we click on... Okay, I have no clue what just happened. We might be sending back multiple creatures because like it was worded really weird to where I wasn't entirely sure what was going on. Not going to cash Mission Briefing because we need at least Brawl's Expertise to go into the graveyard to send that back. That's kind of a bummer what just happened right now. Either way, it's okay. Not going to click no. We're still just going to clear out the board state at this point right now. Let's go for Surveil 2. And then we're going to go and put those into your graveyard, put it into the graveyard. And let's go and cast Brawl's Expertise again. We're going to choose Sapling, and then we're going to click OK. Pay 5 more. This is probably not a ton of fun if you're like a really traditional blue-red spellslinger. It's like we're just kind of buying some time at this point right now. But yeah, we're going to send that over there, and then we're going to pass the turn. So hopefully if we top deck into, I don't know, some sort of card advantage, then we might be able to kind of find our way out from underneath this. Maybe something like Banefire, and then we'll go and pass the turn to our opponent. So kick it back over there. It was a really long turn where we just kind of just basically made sure that we didn't drown. Now, things that we can do for next turn, they're going to have to rebuild their board state. The only downside is that Slimefoot deals damage to us, to our life total. And so that's something we have to watch out for. We can go for Care Keep. We can get at least a few more soldier tokens down once they start sacrificing some of those saplings. Another thing that we do have to watch out for is our opponent does have Westvale Abbey, which if they end up going for Westvale Abbey to get the Profane Prince on the battlefield, that's not going to be that good for us. All right, let's see what we draw into. Draw into Is It Charm? Draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards. Yeah, let's go and get down Pyromancer's Goggles. Because either, I mean, this is going to be an uphill battle if we try to fight this. So let's go for Pyromancer's Goggles. And they'll be able to at least go for Is It Charm? Yeah, because we go for Pyromancer's Goggles. That'll allow us just to dig just a little bit deeper into our library. Let's go and go for Add the Red, and then thankfully with Pyromancer's Goggles, we get double off of this. It's pretty cool. So let's go and go for Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. And I'll definitely give a shout out to our opponent because this has been a really kind of a clunky Nin game. A lot of times when we go to like storm off, or not even storm off, just cast a bunch of spells at once, typically we close the game out. And so right now we're just kind of just chewing up some clock time from Slimefoot. But we're making a last-ditch effort at this point right now to draw a couple cards and then go from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. We do have 10 mana. So I'm not sure what we can do with 10 mana, but we will try. We do have Cyclonic Rift, so if we want to make it a really annoying game for our opponent, we can maybe find Cyclonic Rift and send everything back to the hand. Okay, Dawson of Perfection with no enchant. Yeah, it's not going to do much. Let's go ahead and get rid of Boseiju. And we're going to get rid of Monolith because it's not going to do much at this point. And then draw 2 more cards and discard 2 more cards. Goblin, Electromancer, and Mountain. Well, we can block and get those creatures down. Yeah, let's get rid of Mountain. Let's go and get rid of Polluted Delta. Let's get down Goblin, Electromancer. It's going to be blue and a red. Yeah. And either way, we're still going to have to get down Dawson of Perfection. That's going to be 3 more of our treasure tokens. So let's go and get down Dawson of Perfection. We might. It's not looking good, but we might be able to get this one. Okay, so get down Dawson of Perfection. That's at least going to stop them from swinging across. They have to get down at least 2 more fungus tokens to deal... Actually, 3 more fungus tokens deal damage to us, because you can't... Yeah, whenever a sapling you control dies, Slimefoot deals damage. I don't think that'll deal damage to us. So they need to get at least 3 more funguses on the battlefield to deal some damage to us. We're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4. They can generate about 2 more off of Slimefoot's activated ability. So that's something they could do. But that's going to be number 2, K. And they, like I mentioned earlier, they do have to get in a position where they have to at least pay 2 mana to start sacrificing some of these creatures. Let's see if they decide to swing in or not. We're still going to block with Goblin Electromancer on Spore. Okay, no swing in from our opponent. I'll take it. Let's see. We draw into Erratic Cyclops. Okay. I don't think that's going to do much. I don't think so. Well, maybe our opponent passes the turn. Yeah, let's go and get down Erratic Cyclops. And we get down Nin the Paint Artist, and we'll just pass the turn, but I think they're going to be able to generate enough enough tokens. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we have no cards in our hand. We don't have to bluff any sort of activation off Pyromancer's Goggles. So we're going to get down Nin, and then we'll just go and pass turn to our opponent. And that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to be 2 more sapling tokens that they can make with Slimefoot, and that will give them enough mana next turn to go for the activations off of Soothsayer. So we'll see if that's what they go for. Maybe they misclick and they don't go for those activated abilities, but it looks like they're going to do that. Okay. You never know. Sometimes you got to play to your out sometimes. Maybe they just misclick or something like that. But sorry I didn't get y'all a win today. I always like to win with Nin the Paint Artist, but whenever we drew 7 cards off of Nin and we just basically just kind of hit Pyromancer's Goggles, that was pretty brutal. And opponents, oh, beautiful. They're going to go for the Damnation win. Nice. go for the style points on that one. That's one of the fun things about this is that you get down some sort of aristocrat, Falcon Wrath Noble, and you can definitely close the game out, get some pretty good aristocrat triggers. So I'll definitely take that. It's always nice to see that happen. I've gotten a few damnation wins in my past, so it's always cool. All right, let's go and let them get this on the trigger, and once we go down to 0, I'll kind of talk about the game. Okay, there we go. Go all the way down to 0. Good game to our opponent. Like I mentioned earlier, we went for Nin activation. Maybe we could have gotten done Nin earlier, or maybe we could have gone for making a copy of the exiled card. Where is it? Maybe we could have used Insidious Will to make a copy of something like Brainstorm or Fact or Fiction, just to dig a little bit deeper into our library. But if we were going to win that game, it was going to be having a ton of mana off of whatever we found with Will, off of Fact or Fiction or Brainstorm. But unfortunately, we weren't able to close it out. We did kind of live on some borrowed time. Maybe our opponent could have been a little bit more aggressive, but they closed it out with Damnation and a beautiful aristocrat, so I definitely will take that. So anyways, if you enjoyed the video, if you enjoyed your time at the Nin Dr. Feelgood Clinic, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.